So it's really important to acknowledge we're not getting out of insurance. We're simply going to be no longer the manufacturer of the insurance. We're the distributor and the servicer. And of course, all the other things that we're known for, we remain in charge of the RAC brand. The important thing is we've got to make the right decision, not only for now, but into the future. So the things that members love us for won't change. And that will continue. That's my promise.
Are you confident that the partnership will therefore strengthen rather than weaken the RAC brand?
Absolutely.
RAC members might recall that in mid-2025, RAC announced its intention to enter into a 20-year general insurance partnership with IAG, Australia's largest general insurance company, in an agreement that would see IAG acquire and manage all of RAC's insurance underwriting business. The proposed partnership was driven by a desire to continue serving WA members, but also as a response to Australia's increasingly complex regulatory environment for insurance, along with higher claims volumes and expenses and rising reinsurance costs. In December, the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, or ACCC, announced that it would oppose IAG's proposed acquisition of the RAC insurance business and the arrangement between the two businesses. So what does that decision mean for the proposed partnership? Today we are fortunate to be joined by RAC Group CEO Rob Slocombe, who has led the member organisation since 2019, to explain the thinking behind the proposal and what happens now. Rob, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Ruth. Great to be here.
Before we get into the details of the IAG proposal, can you explain a little about what's changed in the insurance environment over the past decade that has really made RAC reassess how it operates?
Sure. So RAC's been in insurance since 1947. In fact, we started our motor insurance product in 1947 and then our home insurance product in the 1970s. In the last 15 or 20 years, what we've seen is the insurance environment has become more complex. And that's everything from the technology that you use to support the insurance systems, all the way through to the regulatory environment, and of course things like climate change, which are having a big impact on claims experience. And so we've spent a bit of time looking at, is RAC the best operator of the insurance company? And we've recognised that partnering with a larger national business ensures that we'll be able to provide great products for members into the future. And that's the reason we went through this process with Insurance Australia Group.
From your perspective as CEO, what risks does RAC face if it tries to keep running insurance the way that it has done?
Yeah, so the insurance market is definitely changing. We've got the impact of climate change, which is changing the weather patterns here in Western Australia. We've got additional regulatory compliance. We've got technology investments. And of course, we've then got things like the capital demand of the insurance company plus reinsurance risks. The climate change one is really important for us. 85% of our home insurance is in the Perth metro area, and we don't have the ability to offset that risk with other geographic locations in Australia. So if I was a national insurer, I can offset the risk of an earthquake or a cyclone in Perth with the risk of storms in Queensland. Those things are not correlated. They don't happen at the same time. Whereas when you are only in one geography, you're kind of stuck a little bit with that geography. So those concentration risk issues are important for us.
Some people have asked why RAC can't solve these challenges by making changes to its existing operations in isolation rather than entering into a partnership. So why hasn't that been a realistic option for you?
Yeah, so if we look at, for example, at the technology piece, so 20 years ago, if you wanted to replace your technology, the core computer systems that run your business, you'll be looking at between $15 and maybe $20 million. These days, it's more like $100 million. If we look at the reinsurance, that's where we go and take out insurance for the risks that we have. That reinsurance market changes over time. Now, for an organisation like RAC, we buy about $2 billion worth of reinsurance. Insurance Australia Group, by contrast, buys about $10 billion worth of reinsurance. So they only buy 5 times our reinsurance, despite the fact that they are 10 times our size. So they get the benefits, the economies of scale that come with being a larger business. Now, there's no doubt we have spent a lot of time working on how we fine-tune our business, but we believe it's in the members' best interest over time to partner with a larger organisation.
What specifically does IAG bring that RAC can't do on its own?
Yeah, so a moment ago you mentioned concentration risk, and obviously IAG have a national approach. They have the ability to offset natural risks across their portfolio. They've also made significant investment in technology. So where we're talking, I talk about a computer system these days costing $100 million. IAG have invested nearly $1 billion in their technology. They also have more advanced risk and compliance capabilities, and it means that we as a smaller insurer are able to get the benefits of those investments and those activities and use those to continue to provide great service to our members.
And that you believe would be in members' best interest to have that access to that greater scale and those operations?
Absolutely. So the important thing is we've got to make the right decision not only for now but into the future. And we believe that partnering with a larger organisation like IAG gives us those benefits that enable our members to continue to rely on great insurance products. So if the transaction proceeds and you call the RAC call centre for insurance, you're still dealing with Western Australians in Joondalup or West Perth. If you want to make a claim, IAG is committed to ensuring a significant claims presence here in Western Australia. You'll still be able to visit our branches. It's still our people providing the amazing service that you're used to getting over time. Premiums are one of the important aspects of insurance. So is claims experience, so is coverage of a policy, so is the ability to have people local when an event occurs. So it's one of the important pieces of the mix of insurance. Insurance Australia Group will be the pricer of those products, and it's really important to recognise that they will want to be as competitive as the market is today, and it is a very competitive market.
In December, the ACCC announced it would oppose the partnership. Does that mean this potential arrangement is dead?
Not at all. So the competition regime, the actual structure of the way the ACCC consider things has changed. So that decision was made under the previous regime, which finished at the end of December, and IAG will be making an application under that new regime, and RAC will be supporting that with appropriate evidence and information.
Obviously, the RAC brand is incredibly prominent in Western Australia, and it's very recognisable. What do you expect will still stay the same for members?
So it's worth recognising the RAC has been around since 1905, and in fact, we didn't start our first commercial service for 21 years. 1926 when we started roadside assistance, which celebrates 100 years this year. We started insurance in 47, and since then we've done a range of other things like finance and security, and of course we have our parks and resorts, our auto services and our aged care business, and of course all the other things that we're known for will continue, and in fact we'll probably continue to expand those businesses as well.
Are you confident that the partnership will therefore strengthen rather than weaken the RAC brand?
Absolutely. We remain in charge of the RAC brand, and very importantly, if the transaction goes ahead, we also free up capital, so money that we've currently got invested in the insurance company. And as a non-distributing mutual, that means we're owned by our members, but we can't give money to our members. We're able to reinvest those proceeds, those capital amounts, into other products and services for members.
So what can members expect over coming months?
So right now, nothing changes. So the products that you have continue, the great service that you experience from RAC people, the people you talk to on the phone or visit in the branch, none of that changes. We'll continue to work with IAG and the ACCC over the coming months, and we'll keep members informed well in advance of any changes that might be coming. The best place for information is going to be our website, rac.com.au. We have a dedicated page for insurance-related information.
So if we look for a moment at the broader group strategy, how does this proposed partnership fit into your long-term strategy as a member-owned organisation?
Yeah. So it's really important to acknowledge we're not getting out of insurance. We're simply going to be no longer the manufacturer of the insurance. The analogy I like is it's like if you were 100 years ago and you were buying a car. You'd show up at the dealer, you'd place your order, and the dealer would go out the back and assemble your car for you. You'd have a chassis from a manufacturer, have a body from a manufacturer, bolt it together and sell it to you. That's effectively what we're doing with insurance today. We kind of go out the back and build the insurance products. Today, though, when you buy a car, you get it from a factory where there are economies of scale, where there's larger investment in tooling, larger investment in R&D, and that's exactly the same. All the other things that we do as a member-owned mutual, that is an organisation that only exists for its members, those things will continue, and we'll look to continue to enhance those. Certainly with activities that we're looking at, whether it's expansion of parks and resorts or expansion of some of the automotive services we provide, or some of the things that we do in our innovation space, we'll look to continue to expand those for the benefit of our members.
Well, let's come back then to the decision that occurred in December where the ACCC announced it would oppose the proposed partnership with IAG. What was your reaction to that decision?
Well, we obviously were very disappointed, but we also recognise the ACCC and their process is a really important part of decision-making under merger and acquisition rules in Australia. And so we absolutely respect their findings, and we look forward to working with Insurance Australia Group as we progress on the application under the new regime.
So what would you say that success might look like then for RAC over the next 10 to 20 years?
So I think it's continuing to be relevant to our members. So continuing to have products and services that our members value, recognising that we've got 1.36 million members, so nearly half the adult population of the state, and we're represented in 60% of homes. We recognise that we have an important relationship with our members, and so we'll continue to expand those products and services, continue to deliver relevant service to our members that they can rely upon.
That engagement in the average household in Western Australia is really interesting, and it strikes me that some of this may be responsibility to the future members, not just those today.
Absolutely. If we look at insurance in isolation, we can't continue the way we are, and we owe this. The success of our organisation has been built on the members who've been with us for the last 121 years, as well as the current members, and absolutely we have that obligation to members in the future to be there when they need us.
Under the original proposal, would RAC remain in Western Australia?
Yeah, absolutely. So RAC is a Western Australian organisation, so we will remain a Western Australian organisation providing the full breadth of products and services that members know us for and have dealt with us for so many years in a positive way.
So tell me a little about the other things that RAC does.
So started obviously with that roadside assistance, 100 years this year, which we're very proud of. We're in a range of other consumer products and services. So we have a travel agency. In fact, we were the first licensed travel agency here in Western Australia. We have a finance company that does both personal finance but also property finance. We have a security business. We have a motoring business that not only does roadside assistance but does batteries and does tyres and does automotive repairs in our workshops. And of course we have the Parks and Resorts business under the RAC brand, which has got iconic resorts and places from Broome all the way down to Esperance. And we're very excited later this year to be opening the new Ningaloo Reef Resort at Coral Bay, and looking forward to inviting members to join us later in 2026. And in our non-branded businesses, we have an innovation business called Better Labs, and that enables us to do investments in other areas to see if those products and services would benefit our members, and we have a couple of really interesting businesses there. And of course we have our retirement business called St Ives, and we're in the process of building the third apartment block at the Corrine development at the moment, and looking forward to welcoming residents to that development in 2027.
That's a really strong commitment to the lives of Western Australians, not just the state. Do you expect that commitment to continue, regardless of what happens?
Absolutely. So the reason we exist is for our members. The reason we have developed these products and services, the reason we've diversified over the years, has been because members have had a need, and that continues. Members will still get the products and services they know and love, and we'll probably have a few more that they can look forward to as well.
So it's not just the services and products that you offer that you are known for. You're also very important in the advocacy that you offer on behalf of your members. How's that going to continue?
Yeah, so that doesn't change from this proposed transaction. We're really proud of the work that we do in the community, whether it's road safety education for kids, including things like our iconic Be Street Smart program at RAC Arena, or sponsoring the rescue helicopters, or the work that we do in speed trials, for example, in the Augusta Margaret River area at the moment. Those things will continue. They're really important. We're here to look out for our members and for Western Australians more broadly, and we'll continue to deliver those great programs on behalf of our members.
This has obviously been a long process, a complex process, and it's one that looks set to continue into 2026. What's the message that you would like to leave with members about where things stand today?
Yeah, so it's really important that members recognise that the decisions we're making are the decisions that we believe in the best interest of them, not only now but into the future. The things that we're most famous for, the things that members know and trust us for, will continue. We've been around for 121 years. That'll continue into the future. So the things that members love us for won't change, and that will continue. That's my promise.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Ruth.
Thank you for tuning in. If you liked this episode, let us know in the comments or share it with a friend, and don't forget to hit subscribe. We'll catch you in the next episode of RAC's Horizons podcast.